Welcome, folks. Today, I have somebody with me in the studio who has defined that life doesn't have to fit inside a box. He has been working in IT for some time. He is a musician, he is an athlete, and these days he's getting deeper and deeper inside the spiritual findings. So I'm very excited to invite to the someone who has inspired me always. Every time I meet him, it is definitely a blessing for me to learn a lot from him. And I would like to invite today to the studio Kailash Kayastha.
Thank you, Roshan Bhai. First of all, I would like to congratulate you on starting this podcast and inviting me to your first podcast. Feel that I'm very lucky to be present here, and I really appreciate it. And I also wish this podcast a very impacting one that can reach not just uh, one Nepali community, but outside our community as well, and be very impactful and very helpful for the viewers as well. With that, again, I would like to thank you and also for the warm welcome and brief introduction. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I mean, like, I cannot so much as much of gratitude that I should. But let's start from your childhood, right? You are a musician. You produce music. You have definitely sing a lot of songs. You're an athlete. I can never beat you in table tennis or whatever it is. So I wanna learn a little bit about your childhood, how all these things kind of ingrained in you, and what was the opportunity, and how did it look like?
Yeah, very interesting question. Yeah, so I was born in Nepal, in a small village called Chapagaon, or it's also called Bajrabarai, which is about 6 kilometers south of Kathmandu Valley. Uh, I studied there in the village until fifth grade. Then after that, I moved to Adarsh Vidya Mandir for my schooling up to class 10. Then after that, went to uh, Kathmandu Valley campus. It used to say Kathmandu Valley campus. Now it's a Kathmandu University.
Mm.
Then we used to have only up to plus two ISC. We used to call intermediate in science. So I finished intermediate in science there. And within that time frame, as you mentioned, I was very passionate about sports.
Mm.
But during that time, I still remember that there was not much opportunity. Uh, Ping pong, or what you call table tennis, was very scarce. We used to play with sandals and all that because we never had paddles. And in studies, I was doing very good as well. So that's why I got into the engineering school in India. I did engineering in electronics and communication. And there also, I got some opportunity to play some sports, especially table tennis. Uh, and, as everybody does after finishing school, then you tend to go to find a job. And that's what I did in Nepal and worked there for about 4 to 5 years before I came to the United States in 1999.
Yeah, I mean, like, wow, that's um, that's definitely a childhood that a lot of us can relate. Um, so coming in from the country like Nepal, right? As you said that you didn't even have a paddle, right? You played with the sandal, and still being motivated and keep on playing. And again, the person that I know, you are very competitive and very focused on the thing that you would like to achieve or you would like to do, which is definitely inspiring. I mean, like in the current today's world, there's a lot of distraction,
Mm-hmm.
right? You wanna do one thing and you wanna learn about it, and tomorrow there is something else that come up which is more shinier, and you wanna
Mm-hmm.
learn that. On that, like it's really hard to keep a focus on one thing, but maybe there are less distraction those days, special electronics or something, right? So
You're absolutely right. I think we are kind of fortunate, my age group, I would say, fortunate that we didn't have internet then. We didn't have any social media. So only thing that we had was small little things, and also get along with sit with friends and families and spend a lot of time talking with each other and learning. So I feel that I'm very fortunate to be fortunate to be born during that time, without very little, distraction from social media and electronics, as we see today, which is very, very distractful.
Yeah, that always fascinates me because I also come from Nepal originally. When you are thinking and living in the country like the United States, where there's a lot of luxury or like a lot of things that is right in front of you and you can grab, versus the country where there is some kind of scarcity, then people sometimes have a mindset of, oh, those poor people, like
Yeah.
they don't have this or that. But we'll come to this in the conversation later in the podcast as well. But everywhere there's a happiness to be found,
Hmm.
right? And everywhere there's a meaningful, right now, because of electronics and everything, like we're telling our kids to go outside, play with your friends, and that time nobody had to tell that, right? You
Right.
had a friend all around you.
Hmm.
Rather than being in electronics, you would spend time with your kids and friends. So anyways, we'll go there again, but let's talk a little bit about why United States.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, to answer to that is very simple when I look back now, because when I finished my engineering in 90s, there was kind of a trend for people from third world countries to come to United States. Lots of folks were coming here, especially to do the masters, and I was not prone to that. And one of the very reason that I came here is from inspiration from my brother who was here already.
Mm.
He lives in Atlanta right now. His name is Amrit, and also from my father, who always used to tell me that while you are staying in Nepal here, there's lots of opportunities outside Nepal. Your brother is already in US. Why you're not going to US? So at that time, my mind was kind of very raw, and I just followed the trend. To be honest with you, and I came to United States in 1999 to do a master's in computer science uh, in the Fairfield, Iowa, which is a very small town. And I came to Des Moines, Iowa first. That's the capital city of Iowa. Then studied in Maharishi University of Management to do my master's.
Yeah, wow. So you said 1990, correct?
1999. No, I'm not that
1999,
old.
sorry. Oh, sorry. 1999. So that's like 27 years now, correct?
That's correct.
Wow. So when you're at that 1999, you came over here. So what are the struggles? Like now you can probably think about it very happily, right? The things that you have been.
Yeah, so I feel that when I look back, I'm one of the luckiest people, I would say, that I didn't have to go through the regular struggle that people go through, which I used to hear when I was in Nepal. That working in low paying job and doing dishwashing and floor mopping and all that. Luckily, I didn't have to do that because I already finished my bachelor's then.
Mm.
I had a professional career already started. So I was admitted to the school based on my qualification so that I can find job in the United States. So I came in a program called Co-op program where all the tuition is free,
Mm.
all the boarding, lodging, everything is free. So when I landed in Iowa in Maharishi University of Management, everything was there for me. We were treated like a son-in-law, what we call in Nepal, joint sahab, so we had a big room, single bedroom, and meals were prepared. Very organic food was there, and we could play, we could study. So to be honest, I had to do very, very little hard work then. So I would suggest that if people come here to United States, they come prepared to do anything, and also do a little bit of research before they come, so that they don't have to go through the hardships.
Cool. I mean, like that is definitely interesting because, as you said, a lot of people have their own stories, right? A lot of people have a struggle story when they start their journey at USA. But I'm glad you're little bit fortunate there.
Yeah, finding the first job was a challenge.
Mhm.
As always, if you're coming from outside, it's very hard to find job in the beginning, especially in professional career. But fortunately, I had a very good circle of friends and very good family support that led me to first official or professional IT career get go from the school.
Cool. Can you share some like exciting stories or some memorable stories when you were um earlier early in the days when you just came to States?
Yeah, there are tons of stories, but one thing that I can never forget is after we landed to the school, when after we came to the school, for the first time we went to buy groceries. It was a very small town. We didn't have car. It's in Iowa in in mid of November, December. That's when I came. So it was very snowy. We had 1 feet to 18 inches of snow, so we had to walk to get the grocery about 2 miles or so. So we used to walk there, and we wanted to buy. We are very fond of coffee and tea,
Mm.
especially tea. So we needed sugar. So we went to three of my friends. We went to buy a sugar there in Walmart. Then we said we're looking for sugar. Uh, the person didn't understand what we were saying, and the second we went to the second person. We said sugar. No, he also didn't understand. So finally, we are all three engineers trying to say sugar. Nobody could understand us. So then we had to write it down. Sugar. Then the sugar. Yeah, that's what they said, right? So I never forget that. We couldn't even pronounce sugar at the time because of the accent and all that. But eventually, it became natural. But that's the incident I never forget. That to do even small grocery like that was a challenge because of our language barriers and accent.
Yeah, definitely. I think every immigrant had the same story. When you have a accent coming in, I would barely understand people talking. Although I used to watch some Hollywood movies and all that back home also, but in the conversation, it was really hard to understand. And again, if you go from north to south to east to west,
Yeah,
even here in the States also the accent changes so much.
that's
So
true.
I mean like so whenever somebody talk about American accent, I'm like, which one, right? There is several people in the States coming from everywhere in the world, so everybody has their own accent and a way of expression. So that's
Mhm,
beautiful. Um, all right, so moving on to fast forward now, right? Where
mhm.
you are at right now. Um, how are you able to build such a comfortable life in USA being an immigrant?
Yeah, so this starts from my childhood, right? The way that we were taught from when we were growing up. Uh, there is no shortcut to anything, right? You have to work to get something, and also work very sincerely and work as hard as you can. So that's the key factor. That when I went to school, I did as best as I could, and even now, my philosophy is that if I want to do something, as you already mentioned, that I want to get it, then I will get it. By hook or crook, I work day and night if I want something. So hard work, your passion, driven. You know, if you have a passion, then that'll drive the work. And as you work more and more, you definitely get successful. You will be successful in whatever you do. It's a time, and you have to have definitely a patience
Mhm.
for anything to achieve. Nothing happens overnight. Everything is through your hard work and passion, dedication, and be thankful to everybody around you, your family, friends who supports you, um, and always feel gratitude to what you have and what you have done. Um, so those are the key factors for the successful doing anything successful work.
Yeah, definitely. It is on the sale, like it's so easy to see people's success, right? But it is you don't know what is behind that, like
Mhm.
the day night and night of the work repetition, right? You gotta keep on doing the same thing again and again and again. Maybe you can relate that with being an athlete, right? Or being successful on particular craft.
Definitely, definitely, yeah. Uh, so success has different dimensions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So are we talking about the material success, or are you talking about the family success? Are you talking about the spiritual? There are multiple dimensions. So first of all, in our physical life, right? If you want to be successful, for example, any sports or studies, repetition, repetition, repetition. Uh, I read a book about Andre Agassi, who is the American tennis player. I don't know if you have
Yeah.
heard his name or
Yeah.
not. In early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
he used to be one of the superstar. So I read about his autobiography called The Open.
Mm.
That's the book name, and it was a very interesting read. And when I read that, I could, I could relate to my, story with his, because uh, when he was learning tennis, he was not interested in tennis to be that's what he mentioned, but his father was so they were also immigrant, by the way, and his father was so passionate that he had to make his son, a successful tennis player. So whether he liked it or not, I think he used to hit, if I'm not mistaken, about 1,000 balls every day. Without hitting the balls, he cannot have any breakfast or anything, right? Every day, whether he likes it or not, he has to practice every day consistently for so many years before he became, successful professional athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So repetition, repetition, repetition. That's the only thing that you can do to achieve anything that you want to at the highest level. Even the mountaineering, taking anything. So I forgot about the music. I'm very passionate about music as well. Even the music. Uh, no, I didn't get chance to take any professional, lessons, but on my own, keep practicing, 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 practicing until you get it, and eventually you'll get it. It's very simple.
Yeah, the simple thing is the hard, or you only see until you practice, nothing gets simpler, right? The more and more you do your art, the simpler it gets, and it gets easier and easier. All right, let's change the topic a little bit. Let's move to your professional career. I know that you are a successful IT professional working currently at Microsoft, right?
Mhm.
So, would you like to tell a little bit of how did you get into Microsoft job, and how did your journey begin over there?
Yeah, I would like to go back to my initial IT career so that it becomes a little clearer what my path was. So initially, I wanted to join a telecom business or join a telecom company,
Hmm.
uh, but the job opportunities in Nepal was very, 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 very tight then. So actually, I landed in IT, I would say by accident, right? So my first job was in IT business, starting with basic, system admin, network admin kind of work back in Nepal. I did that for about 4.5 years. Then, as I mentioned earlier, that I came to school here. Then after that, found a job again in IT, in system and network admin in a small company called ABC Virtual Communication,
Mm.
which is in Des Moines. Again, founded by two immigrants, one from India and one from Vietnam. They founded
Wow.
that consulting company.
Hmm.
So I had a lot of exposure there on different IT systems, including different flavors of Unix system, different flavors of Windows, networking systems, and all that. So I had a good exposure working in house and also consulting.
Mm.
Then after that, I moved to Michigan to do some additional IT infrastructure work, primarily in the web infrastructure, where you host web servers, application servers, database servers, and all that. So I supported that for like 3 4 years. Then again, came back to Des Moines to work at. You may have heard a company called Nationwide
Hmm.
Insurance.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
I came as a consultant there
Hmm.
and worked for a little over 12 years in different capacities, and I got more exposure to the IT systems there, especially in the IBM systems called WebSphere Application Server.
Mhm.
So finally, then I decided to change a little bit in my career. I wanted to change path a little bit. I wanted to go to the management. So I was looking for a job and landed here in San Antonio. I actually had two job offers, one from a very popular company here called USAA and a Microsoft. I had two offers in hand, and I chose Microsoft for obvious
For the
reason,
obvious.
uh, and got a position of IT operations management, where or IT operations manager for where I had to manage the entire IT infrastructure in the data center
Mm.
of Microsoft, one of the many data centers, and we have a huge presence here in San Antonio. And getting into Microsoft was a big challenge. Um, Again, networking helps, right?
Mhm.
If you have a good community or good network, professional network, then that helps. So one of my friends suggested I applied, and I remember I think I gave about 8 interviews to get into. One by one, you have to pass. And after 8 interviews, finally you get the job offer. Right?
Wow.
So it was a big undertaking, but I was very fortunate that I was able to get that job and moved here. So for those who are looking for a career, uh, people often I hear that I even didn't get a interview, or people say that I got an interview but I was not selected,
Mhm.
and I ask them how many times you interviewed. Or twice. Yeah, I mean I laugh at it, right? So anything bigger that you want to get to, uh, it'll take time, and similarly, getting to Microsoft was not easy, but finally I got that opportunity and I grabbed it. I came here with my family, and at the same time, my daughter also got admitted to UT Austin.
Mm.
So it was win-win for all of us, and we moved here in 2017.
Mhm.
And since then, I've been working at Microsoft, and currently I do network planning for the Azure, which you may have heard of,
Mhm.
all the AI
Yeah.
systems that are being developed. We are not able to build systems faster, so we're leasing lots of data centers. And we need to plan ahead, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year plan ahead, and we have to make a plan so that we can be successful and we can meet the market demand. At the same time, compete with other cloud providers
Mhm.
like AWS or Google
Google.
Cloud, and Oracle. Uh, so my career has been very interesting, from not knowing, wanting to go to telecom, and accidentally landing into the IT in Nepal and coming here and working throughout in different positions, different companies, and I've been very, very successful, and I'm very lucky to have a wonderful family support, and also my friends have been wonderful for me, who has been supporting even now,
Mhm.
whenever I need any professional career. I always talk to my friends, and always keep reading about the new developments. Uh, for example, AI for now, right, is a hot topic. When I came here in United States, they used to call Java,
Mhm.
JAVA. That's a language, programming language. If you know programming language named Java, then you'll find a job. So similarly now, if you know AI, that's the thing. That's
Mhm.
where we're
Mhm.
going. Things are changing very fast, and we have to adapt as we go.
Very true. And the change very fast is probably understatement for IT right now.
Yeah.
Right, the way that AI is developing, and in this unprecedented time, which is very exciting to live
Hmm.
as well, to see all these things at this time. And it's being in IT is especially exciting because you can feel that, right?
Yeah.
And when you say planning, I mean, like, um, definitely planning for data center is challenging with all the, I think, electricity source and all this and that, a lot of things that you have to manage with AI.
Hmm.
Like, maybe it is even more challenging, I guess, right? Because it's scaling so fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So as I mentioned, with the data center, it's a different beast, right? The construction is a different thing. Then electrical system, as you mentioned, the power that it needs,
Mm.
right? With this AI systems, we are not able to build data centers because there's not enough power. There's no there's no grid, power grid available,
Yeah.
and also mechanical equipments that it needs. And you think about, your house, right? Things break all the time, right? Even
Yeah.
small things. So think about, 500,000 feet data center, and with hundreds of thousands of servers and hundreds of thousands of networking equipment, with the generators, mechanical equipments, electrical equipments. It's like a big, big, big. I would say it's a different realm of life.
Yeah.
When I first got into the data center, I was like, "Wow, what is this?" All the server racks, all the cabling that goes through it, and the cost of maintaining it. It's massive, but that's where the opportunity is right now. So I'm very, very fortunate to be able to be say that I'm employed with one of the best companies in the world, so-called Microsoft, and very happy where I'm at, and I'm able to make a positive impact, not just in a smaller level, but I feel that I own some piece
Mm-hmm.
in this global market.
Yeah.
I'm building something. I'm engaged. That keeps me driving. Very, very fortunate.
Definitely. Yeah, Microsoft is the biggest name in the IT industry, and it is just been there forever. It has been there for a long time and it's still thriving. That is not easy as a company to do that, especially with new technologies and new companies coming up, right? So
Mhm.
maybe I'm not gonna go inside internal corporate politics, what goes in there and things like that. But very, I mean, like it is inspiring for people like me or anybody in the community to know that somebody from our community work in Microsoft and has
Mhm.
been successful. That's a really good story to tell.
Mhm.
Maybe it's a good segue towards my next
Yeah,
question.
before we go there, I'd like to add one more thing for those who are looking for a job and who are trying to get promoted or trying to switch jobs. Prior to Microsoft, I worked at Nationwide. I did a web infrastructure consultant there. Then after that, I wanted to switch to a solution engineering team. I started interviewing, and they would never hire me. I interviewed once, rejected, twice rejected, third rejected, fourth rejected. And I'm saying, what's going on? I know all the answers, but this still would not hire. Right? The key is that you can answer everything, but you have to have a soft skills too, and you
Mm.
have to have a good network. Right?
Mhm, mhm,
Be able to, if you are looking for a job, you need to know that job definitely, but you need to know the people as well. The people aspect is very, very important. So first three times I was not as much focused on the people side, but after I changed my strategy, then on the fifth time I got successful to get to that role, which is kind of a leadership role. So I suggest that don't get frustrated if you're looking for a job. If you fail once, twice, that's natural. You learn from it, right?
mhm.
Just look at it and see what you can do better in the next one and why you're failing. But just don't repeat just like me for three times same way. Think out of the box and be prepared.
Definitely, evolving is very important, and learning from the mistakes.
Hmm.
You never lose, you learn, right? That's that's the truth. All right, so moving towards to the same topic, similar topic that you were
Hmm.
talking just now, right? Um, can you give a little bit glimpse of what are the major learning that you did in your professional growth?
So when you are looking for a job for the first time, not having enough job experience in your resume, is trying to prove that by taking different courses or different certifications. That's how I started. I took all the Unix certification that you can think of.
Mhm.
I took all the WebSphere certifications, application server administration certification that you can think of, and that's how I got first landed, right? Then after that, then once you get landed to the first job, then it's all up to you now, right? How you want to grow, and how where do you want to go? So the best thing is you have to have, I would say, a very supportive management team or your manager, then a very good mentor who can, guide you through the internal
Mhm.
company politics or whatever you call it, so that you can rise up. That way, then you know exactly who to reach out to, and don't be passive, right? You have to own your career. Your manager will not help you build your career. You own your own career and do whatever you like, but be methodical, right?
Mhm.
Think about what I want to do after 3 years, what I want to do after 5 years. Plan accordingly and prepare. It's not a, you know next day kind of thing that you'll land. That I want to do now. I want to be a manager. Now I'll apply and I'll get it. It's not. It doesn't work that way. So you have to work through it. You have to plan for it. You have to talk to different folks who have been doing that job, right? So the first landing is a challenge in the job. Then after that, it's all networking and planning, and keeping yourself up to date with the new technologies. Keep
Mhm.
learning and keep learning from your mistake
Mhm.
primarily, and don't be afraid to make mistake. We used to have a term called embrace the red, right? That means, do fail faster to learn faster, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Was one of the mantra, but it doesn't work always that way, depending on the company culture. So you have to get adjusted
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
to the company culture and to the team initially. You should have very, very good supportive team and your team members,
Mhm.
and be very, very thankful, and be full of gratitude. Whatever you're doing, and that you're very thankful for whatever you got,
Mhm.
and be always thankful to whoever you like to thank.
Okay. Um, yeah, that was definitely a lot of good advice for the young professionals who are looking to get into IT and set up their career. Um, let's move into another because you have layers on your lifestyle and you do so many stuff. And in this one episode, we're going to touch a little bit of everything. Moving on to your competitive athleticism and as well as music, right?
Mhm.
How do you balance that with your day-to-day life?
That's an interesting question. Yeah, so again, it comes down to your passion, right? So, as I mentioned, if you are really passionate, you'll find time, right? So, from very childhood, I always wanted to play something, and I always loved music. And my family background is a little bit musical as well. My father sang, my elder father is a very good composer, lyricist, singer, sang many, many songs in Radio Nepal as well. My all sisters, here or there, they sing very good. And I'm the only person who was not trained in my family professionally, right? I never took classes when I grew up. So it's all out of my passion. I started playing table tennis. In school, I rarely got chance. Only from when I went to India, that's where I started playing a little more seriously, learning myself. And whenever I play something, right, I want to win. Not against the other person, but I want to win to what I had, learned before. I want to grow myself, right?
Mm.
Not winning against you, winning against myself. So that's my motto. So I don't play just for fun, right? I want to win. I want to bet, Either it's a coffee, it could be a dinner, it could be lunch, something quantitative, so that you have something that you won, and you have that gratitude, and you have a feeling. So that's how I learned table tennis, just on my own. Then finally, when I was in school, in engineering school, I was able to represent my university in the competition. And similarly, the music, same thing. I wanted to learn, but I never had a chance to learn from my childhood. But I knew that in my life I wanted to learn music. So at my latter age, after I came to US, uh, my daughter was just 9 months old when I left Nepal,
Mm.
and she was in Nepal, and she joined me after she was 28 months or so. So I was away from family for that, and I used to hear her singing in the phone calls and all, and I used to be elated to know that my daughter sings. I used to feel so happy. And when she came to US, then I started teaching her what I knew,
Mm.
though I'm not trained. But eventually, after she grew up a little bit, then we found a teacher for her to learn music, and I took that opportunity to teach myself as well along with her.
Mm.
So our first guru is called. His name is Guru Haris Bakshi. I would like to remember him today in this call. He lives in Arizona, and we did about 60 episodes of the
Mm.
lessons with him over Skype sessions.
Mm.
And he used to teach meditation. He's a metaphysicist. His PhD in metaphysics, so he had to go to teach meditation. So in that gap, I was trying to find another school or teacher, and I found something called Shankar Mahadevan Academy. I don't
Mm.
know if you have heard
Yeah,
Shankar Mahadevan.
Indian singer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So under his name, there's an academy, Shankar Mahadevan. So I found that academy and enrolled there. And I tried to enroll my daughter. She was growing up, and she was not much interested. She went to the Western music line. So then I continued there for about 2 years, and I learned quite a bit there, and my singing improved a little bit, but I'm not there yet. And but again, in the singing as well, I'm very competitive. When I was in India in school, engineering school, I studied in South India called Tirupati, Sri Venkateshwara University College of Engineering. There, I'm very passionate about learning any language or any songs. So I learned lots of Telugu songs. That
Mm.
Telugu is their local language, and also Tamil songs. And I was so competitive that I wanted to participate competitively, and I got that opportunity. Every year they have competition, and in the vocal music, I was fortunate to be the winner in that university,
Mm.
where even music full-time music students also come and participate. So for some reason, I was fortunate that I won that, and I went to the regional competition. I was almost there to go to the national. So again, learning every day, practicing. Just like I told you earlier, like sports, music is the same thing. Keep practicing. You'll get there. But the thing is continuous practicing. Right now, I don't find too much time, but I try to make time to learn some music and practice once in a while. And I have recorded some songs. I have produced some albums and recorded various songs. And I do lots of cover songs as well. And I have
Mm.
a YouTube channel uh,
Yeah, if you
under my name,
okay.
Kailash Kayastha. If you do search, you'll see there. And also in different streaming media, you'll find my songs. If you just search my name, or you can search my album name is called Maile Janina,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Mailejana. So if you search that, you'll find an album. Great, my brother and a legendary musician, Nihu Bazarchari Dai. He helped me. He composed all the songs, and there are songs written by lyricists like Durgalal Shrestha, who wrote Fulko Akhama Fulai Sansara,
Mm.
and also Santosh Thapalia, who lives in New York. He also wrote a few songs for me, very beautiful songs. I love it. So I continue to inspire myself, and I also teach music to kids in San Antonio. I had an opportunity to teach in Helodas here in Hindu temple. I taught 2 years of music for the school kids who comes to every Sunday classes there. So very passionate still. I still want to learn, and at the same time, I want to give as well. What I learned, I want to give it back to the community. I think this is a long answer to your short question.
No, this is a long answer, but very inspiring, right? I think you have answered it so many time already, but what keeps you going in this age also, right? You said you have a kid. She is going to university. You said already,
Yeah.
right? I'm not gonna reveal your age here, but but what make you going, like when you wake up in the morning, like what make you going?
Yeah. So uh, I think the physical health, right, which we haven't talked about, maybe we can talk in different episodes. Physical health is the key. If you're not physically healthy, then you're 50% done, right? So at our age, I think from very early age, physical fitness is very important. And I always played, as I mentioned, played even 7, 8 hours, tennis. It has been a big part after I turned 40s. That's when I started lawn tennis. Even there, as competitive nature, I was able to win within the state, within the region, and able to participate in national tournaments as well in our level, at our level, amateur level. So physical fitness comes first, which sports will help you. And now lately, I've been doing lots of, as you mentioned earlier in my intro, that I'm passionate about the spirituality as well from the very beginning. But now I try to do yoga almost every day. I take classes as well, and that keeps me very motivated. And you ask anyone who does yoga every morning, they're always happy, cheerful, full of energy. So that keeps me going. So once you do it, then you feel so happy, you're so energetic. If you have energy, you have to give energy somewhere, right? So that keeps me still going in sports, still going in music, still with yoga and with full-time work. With and also I have a very supportive family, by the way. My wife, she takes care of me like a baby. To be honest, I don't have to do too much of chores at home. She takes care of most of it and allows me to spend time on what I want to do, and she pushes me actually hard that I should pursue whatever I would like to do, and she encourages me in sports, in music, in spirituality, everywhere. She's my backbone, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, like somebody said, behind every successful man there is a very loving woman. So I think that is exactly
That's very, very true. That's very, very true.
that's exactly what you're saying. But you are being very humble when you're saying everybody who does yoga are motivated and all that, because I have seen people who portray themselves as enlightened, or like like all this and that, but it's still kind of in a daily mess. So and also that you said, you use the word fortunate quite a few times, and from what I know you, like again, fortune maybe has not a whole lot of role to play. It is more of your dedication,
Hmm.
hard work, and consistency, like you said earlier.
Hmm.
So you're a very humble person. That's why you try to lighten things down. But from my lens, right, it is definitely a more than um, just like just you're gonna think about doing and you get it done. It definitely takes a whole lot of you.
Yeah, in spirituality we talk about karma, right? Without karma, you can there's no result, right? So, and thank you for saying that I'm humble, but sometimes I'm not, right? I feel that I'm very arrogant and all that. That I feel myself that way. Sometimes I come that way, but I'm humble because of the family background, the way my parents had to do hard work, hardship, no food on the table. My grandmother, she struggled. She had 4 kids, no job, no husband. The husband died in early age, And my father, my uncles, they're very little, and I hear stories about them. In that sense, I feel very fortunate. And also, I see lots of families struggling, husband, wife, family, but I'm perfect in that sense that I have such a loving family, supportive family, even the extended family, and also friends is a big part. Friends have motivated me. Friends had helped me, to get where I'm here. So humble is just a small word, but I really mean it. It's not just me being humble, but I have to be humble.
Yeah, very much, very much. All right. You're very much dedicated to our spirituality and going deep and finding we called it, I think in Nepal is like a Amrit,
Hmm.
right? Something that is in the core, and more deeper you go inside it, you kind of start um, exposing it, or kind of start finding those one by one, right?
Hmm.
Spirituality is very deep topic, and I think like it's a little bit segue from our earlier conversation. How does the music, like your love to the music, connects with the spirituality?
Yes. So in spirituality, right, everything, spirituality is again a bigger term. I'm just scratching the surface of spirituality right now. I'm nowhere near, though I've dedicated my time for last 4 years plus or so in this spiritual practice and learning about spirituality from an organization called Jivan Vigyan, and with our two Sadgurus, LP Bhanu Sharma and Ramesh Nepal. We are very fortunate to have them in our lives and learning a whole lot from them. And you mentioned about the music, how that spirituality and sports connect with the music and sports, right? So I feel that when I'm singing alone with focus, right? I feel that I'm somewhere at different location or different place, and that's what you feel when you do meditation as well. You'll feel blissful, you'll feel happy, you'll feel elated, you'll feel light, you'll feel very happy. And similarly, sports as well. So when I'm playing table tennis, for example, right, the ball is this small. You don't even see the ball. You have to hit it. Just intuition, right? So you're so focused, you don't have time to look anywhere because you have to be focused, right? So that is also kind of a meditation. There are lots of research that tells that the ping pong will make your brain sharper.
Mhm,
And similarly, tennis.
mhm,
You're focused in that green ball all the time. Your eyes should be there. And once when you're focused on that ball for continuous 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, then definitely your thoughts will go away, and you're focused on one thing, and that'll make you very very happy and energetic. And there are lots of research on focus and meditation where that'll reduce not just anxiety, but the blood pressure, cholesterol. There are lots of scientific studies. Even American Heart Association studies have shown that meditation and sports that helps lower blood pressure, cholesterol. Actually, I met a doctor just yesterday, and he was asking me, "What do you do?" I said, "I do meditate every morning." Oh, you should keep on continuing. And he talked about the
mhm.
research he was reading about on the medical science side, what meditation can do and yoga can do. You know. So
Yeah,
they are all interrelated.
yeah. Um, yeah, I think there's a different again meditation. I know that there is a book on the Greek method, like a Greek book which is named like meditation as well, and there's like a meditation on the Hindu line and all this and that, right? And again, meditation is very much vaguely interpreted as well. Like somebody say you have to be in particular position to do meditation, or this way or that way. We're not gonna go there, but again, it is different interpretation for different
Hmm.
people. But um, you're doing probably meditation, yoga, and all that, right? But why did you choose to align with the organization that you are with called Jivan Vigyan? Jivan Vigyan.
Yeah, so that was also just like me landing in IT was an accident. So similarly, me landing on Jeevan Vigyan was an accident as well. So I have to give kudos to my wife. Actually, she was engaged in Jeevan Vigyan first,
Mm,
and she was introduced by our very uh, good friend, family friend, and Didi or Dai, Nanda Joshi, Dr. Nanda Joshi, and Mani Joshi. Uh, sh- they introduced to Neela when she was having difficulty at work, like stressful work. They suggested that she should join Jeevan Vigyan. And without knowing anything, she joined. Then I was just looking at what she's doing, what she's learning. And that's how I, came to know about Jeevan Vigyan. Then after I started listening to Sadhgurus, I was immediately caught, it was like a on and off button, I was turned on with their words and their wisdom, and from there was no going back. I was hooked. Actually, I was going to the yoga classes in Western yoga classes, hot yoga, this
mhm,
that, where you had to work out so much. Actually, I couldn't do it. I used to wait and see for half time because it was so extraneous, physically very challenging. But this Jivan Vigyan is a holistic approach. There is all physical fitness, then breathing techniques and meditation, everything packaged and very well researched and well planned. Anybody can do it from school, childhood, like 5 year old up to 70, 80 years, 80 plus years, they're following Jivan Began and they're hooked as myself.
mm.
So it's a very, very practical approach, and we can talk more about Jivan Vigyan in future episodes. But I feel so blessed to have known Jivan Vigyan and to be connected with Jivan Vigyan.
Okay. Um, how has spirituality helped you balance your work and family life and other aspect of your day-to-day living?
Yeah, interesting question. On the spirituality, as I mentioned, our family itself is spiritual, but I didn't know what that meant when I grew up.
Mhm,
My grandmother used to do meditation, but I had no idea what that is. She just used to keep quiet, and we thought, what is she doing? Then as we grow older, and I came to Maharishi University of Management in 1999. One of the courses that you had to do is Science of Creative Intelligence.
mm,
That's the course name, and there you just listen to Maharishi's audio videotapes, and you meditate twice every day.
mm,
And I did that, and I knew that I liked it, but I couldn't continue for quite a long time. Then after that, I landed to Jivan Vigyan, that found that that has a full package, and now that has even I was in that mindset that what does meditation do, but after you do it, then after doing it, then I realized that the meditation clears up your mind. It'll give you more clear mentality on what you want to do, and you'll be more compassionate, I would say, and you'll look things differently. You feel things differently, and the approach that you'll have with your coworkers, with your family, with your friends, everything changes slowly. It'll not be day and night, but I can feel myself, and you can talk to my friends, my family, and they see the change in me, right? Um, so the spirituality, I think it's needed at every level. Better to start from young age, but it's very challenging even at 30s, because you're just starting your career. You feel that you don't have time. That's what
mm.
I hear, but I wish I knew these things beforehand, so that I could have practiced even earlier. So earlier the better. The main gist is, if you meditate, you'll have better clarity, better vision. It'll fix, I would say, lots of problems, mental problems that you may have, overthinking, right? And also, you'll be more productive. I can see that. You'll be more energetic, as you mentioned, right? How I'm still going with all these activities. I would contribute that to the spirituality as well. Um, Lots of benefits. I mean, there are nothing that that meditation cannot cure is what research have shown. That it's not just me saying. Our sadgurus and our different scientific papers, research have shown that yoga, meditation, spirituality in general will help tremendously in your overall well-being.
Yeah. Um, yeah, there were a lot of words, words in that. Um, so there has been kind of very thin line for the general people to understand between spirituality and religion, right? If you had to differentiate it, how would you differentiate between those two terms?
Yeah, spirituality and religion is completely different, right? So when we say religion, religion is like a one community, right?
Hmm.
Or what you call one. I don't get the exact word. So you're a Hindu, you're a Buddhist, you're a Muslims, you're a Christian. Within Christian, you're Protestant, you're Catholic, this, that, right? So that's a group of people, right? But the spirituality is common to everybody. It's the way of life,
Hmm.
right? But people used to feel that when we say meditation, oh, it's Hindu, right? But it's not, right? Now it has been proved, even in the Western world, that meditation is very, very important. And recently, World Meditation Day has been announced or recognized by United Nations starting last year, actually, 2025, and this year was second World Meditation Day. So it's observed every December 21st of every year. So United Nations has observed it or recognized it. That means it's not a religion, right? Meditation is for everybody, for the global peace. I hope I answer your question briefly. I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So um, that has been thin line. I think like some population or majority of the population who doesn't practice spirituality has that concern, sort of
mhm,
like I'm not a religious person, right? Then should I be still be a spiritual or not, right? So that is kind of mindset
mhm,
that I see in several people,
mhm,
is like spirituality and meditation is close to religion, but as you said, it is not, right?
mhm,
So regardless of what religion, what ethnicity and things you are,
mhm,
you should still you can still do the meditation,
mhm,
or you can still call yourself a spiritual.
mhm,
Myself also, I call myself a spiritual, but not so much religious.
mhm.
Right? So okay, I was just trying to understand a little bit from you on that side.
Yeah, spirituality is more on your side, right? Learning about yourself. If you
Mhm.
don't know yourself, that's the basic gist of spirituality, to look into yourself inwardly, not just outside world.
Yeah,
If you know yourself, then only you will know others. But right now you're thinking that I know everything, but you don't know
knowing
yourself.
yourself, inner engineering.
Right, engineering, whatever you call it, right? I have a friend at work. I told him that I teach yoga, meditation, and I go to teach in temple, and he said, no, I cannot come to temple because I'm a very religious person. I laughed at it. I tried to convince him, but some are very, very strong opinion. Few
Mm,
folks have very strong opinion that they should not go to church, or they should not go to temple, or they should not go to masjid. I go everywhere. I like everything.
mhm.
I'm religious. I'm spiritual. You know.
Definitely, definitely. So one, can you give some one simple practice or kind of like a simple walkthrough that you would suggest people to practice if they wanna practice like a meditation 101 or something?
Yeah, the biggest thing is your body, your health, right, and your breath, which is also called prana, right,
Mhm.
which is the foundation. Your body and your breath. So when you ask me about one very simple practice, I would say the easiest thing is to observing your own breath. It doesn't need to be in the morning. You can do 24/7, except when you're at deep sleep, right? You can do washing your clothes. You can do at working whenever you take couple minutes breath, a couple minutes break whenever you have time. Just keep quiet and just close your eyes and just observe your breath. Just observe your breath, doing nothing. You'll have thoughts, arising in the beginning. It'll be hard, but as and you take, deep breath in. Like try now, and hold for a couple seconds and slowly breathe out. And again, take deep breath in and deep breath out. And one more time, third time. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Even with this three deep inhale and exhale, you'll feel the difference. So if you continue to do this throughout the day, whenever you find time, I'm guarantee you that you'll feel the difference and you'll see the difference and you'll make a better decisions. And this is not may not be a exactly spiritual practice, but this is trying to know your own breath, listen to your breath. And if you go to the doctor, for some issues, uh, for example, lots of stresses and anxiety is coming up, everywhere. So if you go to doctors, they'll say, take a long and deep breath. So we're paying, hundreds of dollars to see a doctor to just say that, take a long, deep breath in and out for
Hmm.
5, 6 times. So that's the simplest thing that I can think of for now. And there are lots of resources in YouTube, and we can talk more about that. One thing that I would recommend is called So Jagaran. If you search SWO, I'll put a YouTube link in this one so that people can practice that as well. It's about a 15 minutes practice every day. And if you have any question, feel free to call me. I'm available to help anybody out.
Sounds. Thank you, Kailash Dai, for joining us in our episode. Um, Now we would like to close our episode with your very peaceful voice, and um, can you please bless our episode with some of one of your song?
Yeah, thank you, Roshan, for this opportunity again. I wish you a very successful podcast going forward as well. And I also would like to say thank you and namaste to all the viewers who are viewing this podcast. Please help support Roshan's channel, subscribe and share, right? So with that, I'll sing a couple lines of one, I would say, not a spiritual kind of song, right? Written by my Sadguru, Ramesh Nepal, and composed by a very legendary composer, Shakti Ballab. And I got an opportunity to sing this beautiful song, and I'd like to dedicate this to everybody, all the spiritual seekers, and I'll also dedicate this to my spiritual guru, Ramesh Guru, and Bhanu Guru as well. The word says, Sapana Sariyo Deha, Sapana Sariyo Nai Yoman, Ma Bata Mama Pugne Yatra Rahesan Jivan. That means uh, our body, our life is like a dream. Uh, what I'm trying to do is trying to go into myself, trying to learn myself, is what's the theme of this song is. So I'll start that. Hmm. सपना सरियो देह सपना सरी नयो मन म बाट मम पुग्ने यात्रा रहेछ जीवन सपना सरियो देह सपना सरी नयो मन मबाट मम पुग्ने यात्रा रहेछ जीवन सपना सरियो देहा